Come into the room, come into the room, come into the room, come into the room, come into the room. I was trying a new genre. I was trying a new genre of music. Doesn't always have to be hip hop, y'all. But you see, this is why we do hip hop. Because I think come into the room is probably a little better. All right, come into the room, please. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is DanieSteel. This is DanieSteel, home of the Purple Print. The Purple Print is a series of videos to guide you into manifesting the reality that you desire and deserve through education and entertainment. Okay, that's what I'm about. All right, and this topic that I'm doing right now is not something that I normally do. It's not something that I'm going to be, that I think there's enough people covering this topic. I'll be honest. I try to bring, love, light, joy, all that good stuff. I like to bust jokes, so doing things on a more somber level, it's not really something that I'm interested in. But again, I want to bring joy and I want to bring solutions. That being said, I haven't seen anyone else covering this story. And as I always do when it comes to these stories, if I don't see a lot of coverage of the story and I believe it's an important story to share, I was one of the first Black women content creators to do a story on Lauren Fields. I didn't see a lot of Black women covering her story, and I, saw a lot of them hesitating to cover a story about a Black woman whose life was taken by a non-Black man. And I thought, well, the people that usually cover the story these types of stories aren't covering this story. I don't care who does it. It's all a part of Black woman femicide. That's the reality we have to live in. Now, obviously, these crimes are being committed by a particular group because of the proximity. It's just the way that it is. But the bottom line is, and I want y'all to understand this, the bottom line is because you have no home front protection, all right? And this is where a lot of people that talk about, jumping the fence or switching sides or whatever, they get it wrong. They get it wrong, all right? Nobody wants to hear the truth. Nobody wants to hear the real message. But like I've said to you guys before, I don't know where other people that talk about this stuff, when men talk about the lives of Black women and people who've never been in interracial relationships talk about interracial relationships, and people who've never lived in the hood talk about Black people from the hood. And, I don't know where they get the information from that they tell you, all right? I've been very transparent. I get on, I show my face, okay? Danie, that's me from birth. You know what I'm saying? So, I think transparency matters. And there's a lot of people, again, with their own agenda, sadly, when it comes to, stories about what's happening to Black women and what they want to portray. Again, a lot of the people talking about this, if you know me, you've been on my channel, you know my story, you know the deal. If you're in the room, please thumbs up the video and subscribe. I had a simultaneous life experience of growing up in the hood and attending private PWIs from kindergarten through grad school. So this was a simultaneous experience of growing up, living around white people my whole life, but living in the hood. That's where I lived, through the foster care system. I've told y'all before, everybody in the hood is poor. I was one of the poorest. So for me to manifest what I've manifested, I don't take it lightly. People, it's in their best interest not to shout out DanieSteel, shout out to my beautiful Black women content creators who have. It's in their best interest not to shout out DanieSteel, because I'm going to tell you the truth, because I've lived it. 90% of these people can't prove they've lived what they're telling you. I think that does matter. It matters to most people when it comes to things, okay? Real world experience. So again, a lot of the women that talk about, the issue of Black women not having protection don't make that connection that is the lack of protection on the home front that enables everyone else in the world to not care about your protection, to not care about your safety, okay? There's a direct correlation there. You cannot pretend that you have no protection on the home front and that if you go somewhere else, you're going to be automatically receiving that. It don't work that way. I mean, you might get different sorts of protection, financial protection. Now you live in the suburbs, is a lot less, physical crime going on. But when we speak about protection, the way women receive protection, be very clear. Black women, that is not going to be your experience. All right, I'm going to get more into that. But first, let me clear my throat. Have mercy, baby. Ha! I hope you don't mind. Let me clear my throat. What is up, Ruth Bobo? I hope I'm saying that right now. I'm like, it's either Bobo or Boo Boo. I think it's Bobo. What is up, Ruth Bobo? Thank you for being here. Ruth says, Black men have said and through their non-action have made it crystal clear they are not protectors of Black women, only predators. Damn, that escalated quickly. Okay. That escalated quickly. I mean, for me, I think it was similar to what happened with the divestment movement, if you will. If you don't, it's just like the Black Lives Matter movement. Look at the Black Lives Matter movement. If you don't control the narrative of the movement, you don't control the movement. And unfortunately, like Black women in luxury. Black women in luxury people consider it a movement. They have Jackie Aina at the top, all right? A very powerfully positioned woman with powerful connections. Okay, Black women in luxury, Jackie Aina at the top, they're controlling their narrative more. And be sure to check out my Black women in luxury videos here on YouTube. Check out that playlist as well. I just dropped a recent one. Because again, I'm about solutions. I would never come on here, try to scare y'all, trying to trigger y'all with stories after stories after stories of the harm, and then go jump into my safe and comfy bed while your mind's racing about the life you have to live. No, I'm going to let you know, I know how it feels to be worried living in the hood, because that's how I grew up. That's how I spent my entire childhood and a lot of my adulthood. Okay? In hoods. And now I'm in a better place. So again, check out my Black women in luxury videos. I manifested that. That didn't happen out of thin air. That's not something that everybody else does in my position. I position myself. Amen? And so through the Purple Print series, it's my goal to show y'all how I did that. And it's work. So you can't come over here and be like, how can I get that rich man's money? That's not the narrative here. We're about that work. Earning what you have. Okay? Because nobody owes you anything. Sad truth, but your parents. I believe your parents owe you something. I believe your ancestors owe you something. I'm not going to lie. I do. They owe you that work. Okay? So, yes, I talked about the Lauren Smith Fields situation. I've talked about other topics that, other people don't want to touch, they don't seem interested in. I have a variety of videos. I don't do the same tone of video because I have a very eclectic life, and I'm here to show you all of that. Again, this video, we're going to have respect for the deceased throughout. I have Black men, and I have to call this out. Going to my Lawrence Smith Fields video, saying things like, that's what she deserved, and that's what swirlers get, and things like that. When the majority of swirlers in America are Black men, so y'all sound real stupid. You sound real bitter, and you sound real broke. Go read a book and build something before you come to my channel. You understand? If you're a man, you got to be able to tell me the last book and the last thing you built. What's the last meal you cook? I'm married. I cook every night. Stop it. See, what you're not going to do is you can't come over here with that typical, oh, no, I mean, nobody don't want y'all, because I don't have that experience. And I've never been a person to be like, this, and that, and I get this, and I get that. I don't, because I don't. People have told me you're a very humble person. All right? You're a very humble person. And it's not that I'm trying to be humble. I'm just being myself. I'm not impressed by other things that other people would be impressed by. I'm not stigmatized. I cannot be easily manipulated because I study psychology in school and out of school. I study philosophy. I understand human nature. I study communications in school. I made a living for myself doing that. So I'm not your average bear, okay? So you can come over here. All you're doing is playing yourself in the comments. Have some racial pride, fellas. Raise your racial self-esteem because it's in the fucking ground right now. Please thumbs up the video and subscribe if you're in the room. Welcome. Sometimes people who are on the outside are able to have a clearer understanding than the people living it because they have healthy distance, but experience is always valid and needed. You know what? I agree with both those things, but here's my thing. Why are you talking about Black people from the hood and you never lived in the hood? I'm sorry, it don't add up to me. You don't know anything about that experience. Why are you talking about Michaela Bryant and what she should have done being a 16-year-old in foster care when you've never been 16 years old in foster care? Why are you talking about interracial dating when you never interracially dated and or been married? So all of those things I've experienced. And I'm also outside of it now. You see what I'm saying? And because I experienced that, and because I now look at those things from the outside, I believe I offer a very valid, clear perspective of things that other people on here don't. Okay, that's just bottom line. That's just my 2 cents about it. But absolutely. But to me, transparency and validity is everything. Because you can tell when somebody hasn't been through something. So again, a lot of people talking about dating out, for example, when it comes to dating out and Black women, have told y'all you jump the fence and then you're going to be treated like non-Black women are treated. And that's not going to happen. Okay? And I've lived in the suburbs for several years now. My husband pays all the bills. It's not going to happen. You're a Black woman. If you're a Black woman. If you're not, hey, welcome. You're also welcome to listen to this conversation. Sure, be respectful. You are blessed with so many things. And because of that, people are always going to be coming at you. That's something I learned the hard way about being a Black woman. Now, other Black women have different experiences. They grew up in the suburbs. They have lighter skin. They have lighter voices. They weigh 100 pounds. All of these things will, dictate how you're treated in the world. Your weight, your skin color, the tone of your voice, your level of education, your proximity to whiteness. So no, every Black woman doesn't have the exact same universal experience. I come to y'all talking about my experience as a dark-skinned Black woman. I've seen other dark-skinned Black women, Black women darker than me, saying, hey, they were saved by a relationship with a non-Black man. I've been with my husband for 12 years. The only person that's ever saved me was myself. Myself. And I might have saved him too. Okay, that's I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Fuck. And I'm not a narcissist. Okay, I don't know if that sounds narcissistic. It's not. I grew up in abject poverty, in a very abusive situations, in the hood, in foster care, and I went on to get my bachelor's and graduate degrees. My husband started dating me when I was already in grad school, when I already moved myself to New York. Did it by myself, dog. Again, you got to put in work to get a high quality man. Ain't nobody gonna try to marry you and you sitting around being like, can you pay for my nails and fuck all that. I don't got no TikTok videos being like, let me take my wig off in front of my husband. I started dating my husband, my hair was natural. I didn't wear wigs for years before I met my husband. I started doing it because my chrysalis, my beautiful or my lovely chrysalis here on YouTube, who has long hair, who's married interracially, has beautiful family, beautiful Black woman. She was doing protective styling with wigs. And I was like, that sounds like a great idea, because I don't have to interact with these unprofessional hairstylists. Anyways, we're getting off track. I got a long way to go getting into this video, so let me get into it, yeah? Oh, God, no. No, I live in New York. I live in a suburb outside of New York. Yeah. But why do you ask? I feel like Black women should go to white people and expose the Black femicide to them, get artists, writers, painters involved, start something, get attention of politicians, journalists, and so on. I absolutely agree. But again, when you have your male counterparts actively working against you because they don't want to get it together for themselves. They don't want to check each other. They don't check each other. That's part of this story here that I'm going to share with y'all about the double homicide of 2 Black women by one dusty demon. And he's still on the loose. That's what you need to understand. He's still out there. They don't catch the people who harm y'all, as much as they want to try to make it seem that way. So it's very deliberate what they do, throwing Black women, particularly dark-skinned Black women, under the bus, throwing the dark-skinned Black woman's image under the bus, so that no one's paying attention to the massive amount of dysfunction that they have. At the end of the day, there are societies of lawlessness where every man feels like he's got power and the country is crumbling. And that's what these dusty gigacells want for y'all. That's what they want. They all want to feel like they have power. There are nations that run like this. They don't run well. They have an antiquated, outdated, draconian ideology of what a man should be no matter what. And none of it has to do with modern civilization that says men who work the hardest are at the top. No, they want to go backwards to, I'm a man, I'm at the top, I should be served, I should get free sex, I should be worshipped. I should be submitted to. Doing no work. Charlie is so protected you wouldn't even know he did what he did, but we know of Kelly and Cosby. Are you a are you a black man? Okay, which is totally fine. Black men are more than welcome on my channel because I want to have the important conversations. So you're saying Charlie Sheen has been protected from things that he does. Are you referring to Charlie Sheen? Because I don't know another Charlie. Which I don't know what he did besides. I mean, I know he was going around allegedly, knowingly having STDs and maybe passing them on to the women he was sleeping with. I don't know what else he did besides that, which that's bad. But I saw that on the news. That's how I know about it. So it was definitely exposed. But we do know of Kelly and Cosby. Black folk made Kelly known. When everybody went and watched that underage tape of him peeing on that girl, black folk put that in the spotlight. You know black folk like dysfunction, right? I've been talking very rationally from an educated standpoint, you know, but education-based, trying to make people laugh. Nobody was here for it. You got to get scandalous for black people to listen to you. See, I noticed several years ago when I first started YouTube, and before that, black folk was saying, oh, why everybody that represents us is crazy and it's always a mess. So I started my channel and I was just speaking facts, reading out of books and shit. And people were like, you're boring. That's what black people came to my channel and told me. They were like, you're boring, right? So what YouTube has exposed, and this is as a content creator, I can tell you firsthand, what YouTube has exposed is that if you're black, you have to be salacious to get attention. They're not just going to listen to a black person speak. So black people are the reason why we know of Kelly and Cosby. Well, actually, Kelly. Cosby, hey, it is what it is. He's giving quaaludes to non-black women. What did you think was going to happen? You trying to protect these guys? What's going on, Shadow Band? Moving on. Bloop, bloop. I'm not sure. Okay, I was there one time with my boyfriend, and a divested black woman was sitting in a Mercedes SUV with her man rolled down the window and complimented my dress. I thought maybe it was you. Oh, you're so sweet, baby doll. No, I lived in that area, and I went to school there, so I have lived there, but I haven't been there in a very long time, and I don't know of any divested women there either. Just to be honest, you know. So maybe she was in town visiting. It might have been me in town on a visit, you know. But no, I don't think so. But yeah, because we don't usually rent Mercedeses when we drive into town. We usually just drive our car. And it's not a Mercedes, okay? It's not a Mercedes. We don't have a luxury car, but we do have a luxury, you know, living situation, which, you know, that's what I prefer. We don't really care about the most luxury. My husband's always like, oh, let me get, you know, a drop top, and, you know, he's always trying to get like a Bentley or something like that. I'm like, no, I'm stingy as hell. Save it up. Okay, we don't need that. Not right now. They're cursing themselves. Karma will be merciless on them, and I don't feel sorry for them at all. Yep, that's true. They don't like that. You act normal in the black community, you're white. It's like that all across the diaspora. That's absolutely true. And I talk about that on my channel. Like, I'm not here to play ghetto, bitch. I lived in the ghetto. I grew up in the hood. What's up? I have to live with the nightmares. If you saw pictures of me growing up, what you would see was a very sad, angry young girl. I rarely smiled in pictures. I was not happy. I know abuse when I see it, and I always have. I wasn't some kid, and you see other kids in the pictures with me, they're running around smiling, and I know it wasn't shit to smile about. I'm not a woman that smiles when there's nothing to smile about. They always stop me in New York. Oh, smile, beautiful, smile, beautiful. Some Dusty said that to me once when I was, because I'm a cheapskate, I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and I didn't want to get a taxi, so I was like, I'll walk home, which it was only, like several blocks. It wasn't like the longest walk in the world. It was like a 20-minute walk, and I was like, I'll just walk back home. And of course, they did it all fucked up because this was done, somewhere in like Spanish Harlem. That I'm just being honest. That it was the most unprofessional nightmare of my life, because this was before I started dating my husband, and even while I was dating him, like if we're dating, he's not going to be paying my dental bills. Like we were both in college, So, I was handling things on my own, and life was really hard. Anyways, I digress. The point is. Yes, very true. It's like I have to live with those memories. Why would I now I'm going to put on a show? I'm going to put on a show for y'all? For y'all? I ain't see y'all on the block. Come on. I know good and damn well. It'd be a lot of suburban black people that'd be like, hey, you sound like a white person, and you talk like a fool. You're putting on a motherfucking show. Nobody around you talks like that or acts like that, and you putting on a show. I used to have to roll up on people all the time, like, yo, I don't say much. All right? I'm not here for the shows. You're not going to stun on me and try to play tough, because I am tough. So playing tough with me don't work. All right? And don't get it twisted. Whenever I was up against a Big Bertha, hey, I let her have it. That's part of growing up in the hood too. I let her have it. All right? All right? Don't fight choose your battles. Okay? That's part of growing up in the hood too. That's why you be seeing a lot of these chicks didn't go up in the hood, then they try to fight Big Bertha. I'm like, what are you doing? You gotta concede to Big Bertha. Let her have it. Take the L, baby. Okay? But yeah, the shows are hilarious. I'm so happy that you're in this place that you're in right now. You deserve your lifestyle and so much more. Thank you so much, baby doll. I'll be honest, I beat myself up for the longest time. I constantly gave anything I had, I gave it away. I gave away my time. I gave away my finances. I gave away my energy. I gave away my love and affection to people that I was hoping to bring with me. You can't take them with you. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all want to be in the rooms where it's 1,000 other divestors. Okay, well, guess what? 1,000 people ain't going with you. So use your brain. Get some knowledge and understand that this shit is exclusive. It ain't for everybody. I had to learn it the hard way. You'll piss people off trying to empower them. That's why they don't be here. You'll piss people off trying to empower them, trying to give them a piece of yourself. I said, look at all this that I have within me to get to where I want to be. I don't sit up there giving it to everybody. Share. Nah, they don't want to be saved. They don't want to be saved. I had to learn it the hard way, and I'm glad that I learned it. I thank God for every year. I know it's hard being a young black woman. I know it's hard being your 20s. Woo! It's hard, but I promise you, the strength you get every year, being that much more smarter, that much more wiser, being like, hey, I already went through this situation. One thing I hate is repeating the same pattern. I tell my husband this all the time. If we get into an argument that we've already gotten into, I'm like, we've already had this conversation. So what's next? How can we progress this and not repeat the same pattern? I'm not interested in the same pattern. I'm not interested. Let's move it along. And that's why I move along. You know what I'm saying? But let me get into this video, okay? I'm going to play you guys this video. I'm also going to share my screen with y'all and show y'all who we're talking about here. Okay? So This is who we're talking about here. This man's name is Darrell Demon Brown. You can't make it up. Darrell Demon Brown. That's his name. Why would you name him Darrell Demon Brown? Oh, what is it? Demon? 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 A demon? A demon? A demon? Why would you? And that's exactly what he is, a demonic Dusty. The name is in itself. You got to watch what you name people. I don't know who his family is, but apparently he's got a lot of them. And they're harboring, aiding, and abetting a fugitive. Now, you're a black woman. You can't get your family to come to your high school graduation. You can't get your family to come to see your theater show, to see your ballet recital, to see your piano recital. You're trying to do better. Sit in the audience when you graduate from college. You can't get your family to do that, but they will aid and abet these demonic Dusties. Tragic. Absolutely tragic. Disgusting. All right? So this story has been brought back into the spotlight, and I give credit to the women, all of the women who make content about the Black femicide situation going on. I give credit to them for this story being brought back into the spotlight, because what you have shown the mainstream media is you are interested, all of those women that highlight this type of content, including myself, and the people that watch and support it. It is directly because of you that this has been brought back into the spotlight, because be very clear, they don't usually go back to look at cases of Black women homicide. They don't. They don't usually put somebody who's taken out Black women on the U.S. Marshals most wanted list. This demon is on the U.S. Marshals most wanted list because they want to find him. So let's get this story out there. Like, subscribe, and share this video, because these women deserve justice. They will never have true justice, because the only true justice is reciprocity. But these women and their family deserve some form of justice for what's happened here to these two women, okay? And so basically, what's happened here in this situation is this Darrell Demon Jones, Darrell, his last name, right? He also has other aliases as well. But yeah, Darrell Demon Brown, not Jones. Darrell Demon Brown. Okay. Took the lives of his girlfriend and her niece. Okay. So let me show y'all his girlfriend and her niece. All right, so this was his girlfriend on the right. Her name was Sherletta Baber Bay. She was 47 years old. And her niece, Kiana Griffin, 25, only 25 years old, lived in the house with them. Stay tuned, because I'm going to play the 911 call of Kiana Griffin, understanding that this man was there to take her life. And I'm playing this again. This is not to trigger, but I will give you a trigger warning now. But it is not to trigger. It is to bring awareness and open eyes and ears. Okay? These two women, lives were taken for no reason. All right? So I'm going to play the audio. I'm going to play the audio of what happened here. When the news video starts, they're going to talk about the woman on the right, Baber Bay. Her mother and her mother's grandson lost their lives in the house where this murder took place. They lost their lives because of yet another failure of protecting Black women and children. The candles that they left out to commemorate the loss of these two women ended up burning the house down, with the grandmama and the grandbaby in the house after the double homicide that took place. It's an absolutely tragic story. And, my condolences go out to this family. I'm going to play the news clip for y'all. It's just going to be the audio because I'm not trying to have any copyright claim issues that will impact you guys getting this information, okay? So I'm going to play that audio for you guys right now.
The first person I found was the grandmother, and then after that, the child. They tried to get out, but were unable to. It was caused by candles that were part of the vigil the night before. They were left burning. The house was the scene of a previous crime.
Wednesday, March 13, 2019, 10:29 and 25 seconds.
(911) emergency. Hello? Okay, where are you located? I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't hear you. Are you able to tell me where you're located? Are you at a... 553 Sheldon Avenue Southeast, please hurry now. Okay, I got Sheldon. What's the number? 553, hurry. 553 Sheldon. Okay, can you tell me what's going on there? Yeah, just hurry up, please. I'm gonna die. Hurry up, please. Okay, ma'am, I'll start the police that way. Can you tell me what your name is?
The 911 call ended seconds later and the police response began. The Grand Rapids officers who arrived on scene that morning had no way of knowing their actions over the next few minutes would soon come under intense scrutiny.
Suspicious condition. We have a female whispering on the line that somebody's trying to assault her.
This call looked interesting.
That's why you wanted to join the fun?
Trying to kill her.
One of the officers wondered if the 911 caller had mental health issues. 7 minutes and 41 seconds after the 911 call ended, 3 Grand Rapids police officers knocked on the door at 553 Sheldon Southeast. 4 times they knocked, tried the doorknob, but found it locked.
1878, trying to call back.
1878, there was no answer.
They're trying to side door. Seems like it's empty. You can see it. It looks like a little dining room or something in there. It's empty.
There's nothing in the back here.
It is painful to watch with hindsight's benefit. Likely painful, too, was the moment these officers, who'd left the scene hours before, heard a familiar address.
553 Sheldon Avenue Southeast. For female there not breathing, caller says a lot of blood.
2.5 hours after that first desperate plea.
Can you tell me what your name is?
A second frantic 911 call.
911 emergency.
My sister not moving.
Kiana Griffin, who had just turned 25, had known she was going to die.
Can you tell me what's going on there?
Hurry up, please.
It was a friend who found her body on the floor of an upstairs bedroom and yelled for Kiana's brother.
I need you to tell me if she's breathing. Watch her chest.
Oh, no, she's not
Is it
moving.
She had been shot at least 4 times, once in the face.
Oh, my Lord, please, my
Okay, so sorry. That was hard for me to listen to. That is a grown man crying for his sister. And, you know, you grow up in the hood, your whole family's in the hood. I had a lot of siblings. And all I ever tried was to make them understand how dangerous it is to live there. And that we don't deserve to live in the hoods. That's why no one else lives there. We don't deserve to have to live in the hoods. It's not a place for people to live. People come to America for the American dream. What's the American dream? The suburbs, a house with land. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry if you were triggered by that, okay? But it is playing on the news, okay? It's just playing on the news because they don't care about our pain. I don't know if you guys were able to understand the entirety of that call, but what they showed you was the grandmother and grandson died in a house fire because of the vigil that was held. And these motherfuckers didn't even have the decency and common sense to blow the candles out for grandma and the baby boy. Left the candles burning and the candles burned the house down. And Kiana had called the police. She had already saw and heard that he had shot her aunt. And she's whispering because she's in the house. She doesn't want him to find her. She's scared for her life. I think the 911 dispatcher did an excellent job. You have to try to get them talking to give out any information that they can so that you can find who did this, if indeed their life is taken. I think Kiana, she did the best she could under those conditions. Absolutely horrible, this demon in their home. And the cops arrive, and it's just like they're walking to the corner store. Anyone that's lived in the hood knows that the cops love the corner stores in the hood. They love the chicken spot. They love to go up in there chilling, chatting, laughing. It was just like they were going to the corner store. They're making jokes. They're not. There's nothing about their body language that took that 911 call seriously. This woman is whispering, saying that she's going to be murdered. And they arrive on the scene joking, ready to no doubt shoot and or tase her, because this could be a 96, this could be a mental health situation. They love to use that as an excuse to perpetuate violence. So if you haven't figured out by now that it's not a reliable source of protection, it's not a reliable source of protection. The men in your community are supposed to be a reliable source of protection for the women and children. But they're embarrassed of their community, so they throw black women under the bus and say, well, it looks that way because of black women. And then they do the best they can to go nest in some other man's community. I'm going to continue playing this video so you guys can hear a little bit more about this story.
In another bedroom, police found Kiana's aunt lying under a blanket, an iPad still playing, propped up by a pillow beside her. Under the bed, police discovered a blood-stained roll of duct tape. Sherlita Bay had been shot in the back of the head. The two women lived at the home with its owner, Jacqueline Bay, who would later die in the house fire, and Sherlita's live-in boyfriend, unaccounted for after the murders.
But this man blindsided all of us.
We spoke to the victim's family in 2020, gathered on that doomed front porch, candles in view. The family matriarch was still among them then, unaware of the second deadly tragedy that loomed. Jacqueline described her 47-year-old daughter, Sherlita, as her rock, a sweet, giving soul who had always been shy.
She didn't have any boyfriends really during high school. So this was her first, kind of someone who paid attention to her. And at first he seemed nice.
Jacqueline said the day of the murders began like any other.
I leave the house at 8 o'clock in the morning. Everything was fine.
The family's focus for the 2020 interview, finding the killer and holding police accountable.
But then you have someone calling you, someone is trying to kill me, and you won't knock down the door.
You don't know.
She could have been tied up in the house.
It was, quiet and the doors were locked.
Grand Rapids police and Kent County's prosecutor defended GRPD's response to Kiana's 911 call, explaining officers saw nothing at the house that gave them legal cause to break in.
And there's no blood, it's a shut up house. The house is a very protected Fourth Amendment. They're very, you got to have some pretty good reasons to go in.
All right, so I want to address what the grandmother who later passed away in the Vigil house fire said about her daughter. This is a very important point, okay? And of course, again, Rebecca Brown says, who helped the killer? His family? Yes. As we speak, this man has been on the run for 2 years, being aided and abetted by his family members. Can you believe that? It's well known what he's done. Obviously, if he's on the run, it's for a reason. Obviously, if he doesn't want anyone to know where he is. And I think everyone who's helped him needs some jail time. Jail time! They need some jail time, okay? Everywhere they go, they bring destruction. It's not. Yep. They always seem nice. That's the scary part. There it is right there. So the grandmother, the man, Darrell Demon, his girlfriend, who's in her 40s, her mother says, my daughter never had a boyfriend. Do we not talk about this? How these, geriatric Gen X and boomer vintage pick-me's raise their daughters. They don't raise them to understand about dating and how to vet and how to discern about what man they should go after. They shame them for being a woman. As soon as their cycle starts, they shame them for being a woman. And everything, you go to church and everything is keep your legs closed, shut your mouth. You're not important. So this woman is going decades after a woman should be having experiences with men, if that's who she so chooses, without having affection. I promise you, as someone who voluntarily chose not to date, and I'll say voluntarily because I was indoctrinated in the same way. But it wasn't like I didn't have options to date, right? It wasn't like guys didn't show me attention and or affection, because that happened. And, you know, I would just constantly say no, okay? So I know what that's like. And you literally have to break out of the matrix when it comes to that. Ladies, I'm telling you now, if you are 25, 30, and the last time you went on a date, you were 18, or you haven't ever been on a date, you need to break out of that matrix and go on a date. I'm not telling you to go on a date with some creepy guy from Bumble who claims to have a good job because he's wearing a pair of glasses. I'm not telling you to go on a date with the first guy that pops up. I'm telling you, start being more social, start putting yourself out there more, have a discerning mind, right? And evaluate who these men are, but go out on a lunch date. You know, I know it's taboo. It's like, oh, coffee dates. If all it can be is a coffee date, at least it's in public. At least that's practice for you. See, what you can't do is be some woman that's like, oh, I got attention. He takes you on a coffee date and then you move him into your house. No. This all happens, the title of my video, keep them out of your house. Stop moving a man. No man should be asking you to live with you. No man. No man. No man. But the fact that this woman was 47 years old, and this was the first time she felt a man had paid attention to her. She moved this man into her home. Ask mama, it's mama's house. Let me move this creepy guy into the home. Our niece is here, our grandson is here, but let me move this creepy guy into the home because this is the first guy that's paying me attention. We don't have to ask questions. I want to play some more.
And, you know, there got to be something to drive them more than just a phone call.
They didn't care. They was here a minimum of 3 minutes, and they went on about their happy way. And then at 1 o'clock or so, you get another call
And
to
the
the
same
same
officers.
house.
And the same
And you come
officers
here,
come
now you
back.
got to bring my family out in body bags because you didn't care at 10 o'clock.
Police had given the killer a 3-hour head start, said the victim's family. Sherlita's boyfriend, Darrell Damon Brown, had lived in the home on Sheldon for at least 2 years by then, but the family knew him only as Jay.
People knew him, but, you know, knew he was there, but didn't really know much about him or anything like that. He was kind of a phantom.
But a phantom who left a very visible trail. In an alley behind the home on Sheldon, police said they found a hastily tossed box of ammunition with 8 rounds missing, and in a plastic bag, a 9mm pistol, later matched to rounds at the crime scene. Even as police searched for evidence, surveillance cameras caught sight of Brown on foot a mile north of the crime scene. Among his stops post-murder, the Grand Rapids Children's Museum. Watch as he walks with purpose to the front desk, reportedly telling workers he knew someone inside before exiting 12 minutes later. Soon after, it seems Darrell Brown vanished.
The unusual part about it.
Okay. So this family has moved in this stranger. If that's not blackmail worship, I don't know what is. If that's not blackmail worship, what the hell is it? He's a stranger. The guy comes around. I told y'all I would have family members, females, I'll call them females. Because when you don't act right, I'm going to call you a female, okay? I have to call pick-me's females as well. They're not women, they're females, because that's what they call other women. They call other women females, so therefore pick-me's are females. They're not women. Okay, anyways. This guy comes in, he doesn't say hi, he doesn't say bye, he makes no conversation. They said he was a phantom. They didn't know him from a slice of bread. But they moved him into their home? On what grounds? And he was probably being a nasty predator the whole time he was there towards that the 25-year-old niece. Because you got to use your senses, ladies. If a man can't afford to have a roof over his own head, chances are he's a predator. Period. Because men that use their brains keep a roof over their head. Period. I've told you guys before, one of my favorite sayings that Sadhguru, if you don't know who Sadhguru is, look him up and listen to him and heal. Sadhguru speaks on insanity. A lot of people think that their mind controls them, but you are to control your mind. And I've noticed a lot of these demonic dusties, they have that mentality that their mind controls them and they can't control themselves. Oftentimes you'll see them, they're schizophrenic. They're a large percentage of the homeless population because they put no responsibility on themselves to maintain their sanity. The world is hard. You better find a reason why you're blessed. I'm going to put it that way. You better find a reason why you're blessed. Because life has hit me with some shit. After everything I've done and things will look like it's on the up and up, life will hit you. And it's your responsibility to control your mind. And Sadhguru says, if you keep playing with insanity, you see how these guys, they'll yell and scream. They have no self-control. They have no sexual discipline. They act out like children, like toddlers, unruly toddlers, yelling and screaming, pushing when they want, hitting when they want, stealing when they want, making babies that they don't take care of when they want. If you keep playing with your sanity, you're gonna lose it. It's not a game. You're supposed to control your mind. Your mind is not supposed to control you. And these guys aren't having conversations like that with one another. Instead, they want to talk about hair weave. I bet you any guy that was in here, these guys come in here, they don't stay long because they can't troll and they can't, you see what I'm saying? They can't cause chaos and dysfunction, so they won't stay long. They don't want to hear how they can help each other and help themselves. No, they want to go to a channel where they can talk about hair weave and makeup. They want to go to each other's channel, save yourself, right? The first divestors of the black community. You want to save yourself, study some psychology. Understand what's happening here. Compete with other men, build, get an education. That's how you can save yourself. Not going around the world on Spirit Airlines, practicing sex tourism in third world countries, making those women get online, talking more shit about you, talking about how y'all predators. I've seen women, sex workers from, third world countries, and all they do is talk about how much they hate these dusty demons because they are such predators. And why do they hate them? It's like, hey, you signed up for that job, right? Because they don't end up paying. That's why. They do everything they can to not pay. Most sex workers will say they don't mess with dusty demons. Most sex workers will say that because they don't want to even pay. No effort whatsoever.
Is how he's been able to just completely disappear.
U.S. Marshals believe Brown fled the state and may be getting help from associates or family. We tried to ask them ourselves. I'm working on a story about Daryl Brown. Was hoping to talk to you about him. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Get away from my door.
Thank you. Darrell Damon Brown, now 48, grew up in Grand Rapids, but U.S. Marshals say he also has relatives in Wisconsin, Arizona, Georgia, and Ohio. There's a $25,000 reward for information that leads directly to his arrest.
Now, I know you guys couldn't hear that, but they went to a known address of one of this Dusty Demon's family members. It was a woman. It was a vintage pick-me. And they're like, hey, we're here to talk about this case. She said, get the hell away from my door. And the newscaster woman goes, excuse me? And she said, get away from my door. They don't want to help Black women and children. But you're supposed to give them respect as soon as they pop up in public. You're supposed to listen to these women. I don't even want to eat their food. I'm not that desperate, baby. I know how to cook. I know how to cook. My great-grandmother taught me how to cook. Because again, this isn't some all situation, but we have a large percentage of Gen X, Boomer, Black women that are vintage pick-me's that are destroying this community. And this is how. This is how. So, I'm going to read for you guys this article, and then I'm going to get into more commentary. Because I want you to understand, this man is being protected when these Black women and this Black child were not protected. But you want to come talking to me about Cosby? Where you at? Kelly? Known predators? Why would you defend that? Don't you want better for yourself? Don't you want better for your people? You guys know on my channel, I hate people that don't break generational curses. Do you understand that? I'm not going to be nice about it. I hate people who don't break generational curses and cycles. There's no excuse. Like I said, my family don't like me because it's, oh, you judgmental, and oh, you self-righteous, and well, I live life a certain way. I understand the lack of protection there is for Black women. I want the best for y'all. You a bitch because you think you are that because you dating that man. So I got more opportunities as a dark-skinned Black girl than the men have gotten, than the light-skinned women have gotten. Really? Really? And they can't cap and they can't lie, so they just don't want me around. Because they don't want to deal with the reality. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to lose my whole life. I spent my whole fucking young adulthood mourning the loss of my mother, mourning that she didn't get to live her life because she couldn't overcome her given circumstances. And I fucking overcame my given circumstances. So anybody who thinks they got something to say to me, like I said before, you can kiss my whole motherfucking ass. Now, and don't talk to me about using profanity because I use it to emphasize. I've worked hard to be vilified for it. Isn't that what they do? But they'll aid and abet these dusty demons. Anyways, let's read this short article so that you guys can get the gist of this story very clearly, and then I'll move on to commentary. Okay. With ties spanning this far and wide across the country, we are broadening our search and asking the public to remain vigilant. He looks very unassuming and could literally be standing behind you in a grocery checkout line, Bruce Norton, acting U.S. Marshal of the Western District of Michigan, said in a statement. We appreciate the United States Marshal's involvement in the pursuit of this dangerous individual. This case is another example of our steadfast pursuit of justice in Grand Rapids and our refusal to ever give up, Grand Rapids Police Chief Eric Payne said in a statement Tuesday. Anyone who knows where he may be is asked to call the U.S. Marshals at 1-877-WANTED-2. Online at usmarshals.gov/tips, Grand Rapids Police Department at 616-456-3400, or Silent Observer at 616-774-2345. Brown faces 2 counts of open murder and a count of receiving and concealing a stolen firearm in connection to the deaths of his girlfriend, Charlotta Baber Bay, 47, and her niece, Kiona Griffin, 25. Authorities have been looking for him since March of 2019, when the women were shot to death in a home on Sheldon Avenue, where Baber Bay and Brown lived together. Authorities say they found the murder weapon, a stolen gun, in the house. Soon, their investigation led them to Brown. The house where the homicides happened caught fire in July of last year, killing 65-year-old Jacqueline Jackie Baber Bay and her 5-year-old great-grandson, E.J. Cummings. Okay, so that's the situation here. This guy is being protected. A man accused of killing 2 women in Grand Rapids 2 years ago has been added to the U.S. Marshals 15 most wanted list. A $25,000 reward is now being offered, and information leading to the arrest of Daryl Demon Brown. The 47-year-old Brown is described as a black man standing 5'8" and weighing around 180 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. He has gone by the aliases J.J. Robinson, Michael Richardson, and Marcus Wright. Authorities say he may have hid out with or been otherwise helped by family in Wisconsin, Arizona, Georgia, or Ohio. So this man's got family across the United States helping him, but nobody helped these women. Okay? He's short, he's 5'8". That's why they said he's unassuming, because he's not some like big, looming, scary guy, right? He's 5'8", as if short guys don't commit crimes or something. He's 5'8". He doesn't look like he has the balls to hurt anyone bigger than him. That's for damn sure. He's a predator. And I wish John Walsh was here with America's Most Wanted to say, let's go get this guy. But hopefully the America's Most Wanted that they have now, John Walsh's son actually is on that one. Hopefully they'll highlight this story. Let's see. Let me read some of you guys' comments. I generally think families think it's fine because people have such low standards for men in their lives for generations. Absolutely. Absolutely. They need to shut the... They broke down Breonna Taylor's door because they thought they had drugs. Thank you. Thank you. So understand the games that these police departments play. They knew good and damn well that they were in a black neighborhood, and they had a lot less concern for the value of life there. They didn't care what was happening to those people. So that's a level of protection that you are indoctrinated to believe that these people are here to protect you. And reality says they're not. So you must understand that. You can look at a bunch of police brutality videos online, and the cops will enter your home without your consent. If somebody calls the cops that lives next door to you and says, I'm hearing fighting, arguing next door, the cops will come and break down your door. They don't need blood. They don't need a warrant. All they need is suspicion of criminal activity. See, when they want to do what they want to do and violate your rights, they find a way. But when it comes to saving your life, it's all a joke. All of those officers should be reprimanded for that. Period. At the very least. Absolutely right, baby doll. Family members should be held accountable. Exactly. Everyone aiding and abetting him needs to go to jail for it. That's a crime. That's a crime. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I was calling you out how? I don't know how. Yes, you need discernment to vet these men out here. Absolutely. Absolutely. And a way to practice is, go on the coffee date. If you don't have experience, look, I've been around a lot of guys. I didn't need another coffee date, okay? I've been out eating with guys, like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, my husband, okay, was that level up that I was looking for. I'm looking for somebody that want to treat me nice, talk to me nice. Okay, but if you don't have experience, and I didn't have a lot of experience dating, but I had a lot of experience around guys. Okay, and I had experience dating before I met my husband, and that's how I knew that my husband was a quality man, because he insisted that he pay for everything. All right. Now, if you want to fall in love with a guy that can't pay for everything, go ahead. That's on you. I don't care, but I can only talk from my experience. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ain't no man going to cast a spell on me and have me move him in my beautiful home. No way. Ain't no way, no how. Ain't no way, no how. I'm telling you right now, if I was dating and this guy he looked like he had everything together, he had good dental hygiene. Watch out for that. Watch out for that. Okay? Good dental hygiene. He had good hygiene. He smelled good. Not just smelling like cologne, but smelling like soap, baby. Okay? I like a man to smell like soap. And he was telling me he was a scientist, okay? Because what else could you tell me for me to like you? I'm a sapiosexual, so I like intelligent men. And then this guy comes, he gave me red roses, a dozen red roses and a box of chocolates, right? That's what a lot of women will take nowadays. And then he says, can I move in with you? I will call 911. Someone please call 911. Yeah. Someone please call 911. Why did you ask me to live with? No. That red flag on the play. Flag on the play. Do you understand that? That is a blaring red flag for a man to ask you to live with him. And I don't care if you guys been dating for a month, 3 months, a year. For a man to ask you to live with him, that's a flag on the play. Okay? That's why I look like a man. No one bothers me looking like a man. I'm done. You got to do what you got to do. But again, if you want to have a life where you want to be adored and you want to be, in a loving relationship and you want to feel feminine, you're entitled to that. You shouldn't have to project masculinity just to feel safe. But I know it's hard. I told y'all, I put some bass in my voice when they come rolling up to me. Like, can I talk to you? I'm like, oh, okay, what's up? Hi. They're like, oh, okay, goodbye. I'm like, okay, see you later, brah. Leave me alone. Okay. So, and I've done it with non-black guys. I was in a taxi. It was a POC guy. And I was falling asleep, and the guy kept asking me questions, and he wasn't driving to my destination. And he had picked me up from NYU campus because I was filming a short film there. And, he was like, oh, you go to school here? And I was like, no. And he was like, oh, you're not a student, huh? And I was like, no, I'm not. Okay? No, I'm not a student, boo. I'm not a student. I'm not somebody that you can easily overpower. I promise you. That's why I'm taking these martial arts classes this year. We go into the gun range this year, period. Because they want to act like it's lawlessness out here. They want to act like it's the purge out here. You got to protect yourself. That's the hard reality. And this story proves that. And I want to emphasize that. Don't ever leave strange men alone with children ever. Never, ever, never. The risk of abuse, physical and sexual, goes up exponentially when you move in a non-biologically related male into the home with you and your children. You are selfish if you do it. You're not supposed to do it. I'm sorry. You're not supposed to do it. He's not supposed to move in with you, which is usually the case with black women. And you're not supposed to move in with him. You're supposed to live in separate quarters while your child is a minor. Period. You're supposed to put your kids first. I'm not sure what that means, Belle. I'm a nurse at a small hospital that doesn't have much staff. I'm moving to a different hospital that's a level 1 trauma center and larger to increase my chances of meeting more professional men. Excellent. Excellent, baby doll. That, you know, and you should have a good time at it. Okay. Sometimes I wish I was a nurse to get these doctors, snatch them up. Snatch them up. I love an attractive doctor. Okay. Okay. I don't know. This looks like spam. I'm gonna have to block you if I see it again. Thank you. No restraint whatsoever at any level, mentally, physically, sexually. They are born degenerates. My mom works with a white woman who lives in a trailer and moved a black man to live with her. Moved in to live with her. She has a daughter in middle school that she leaves alone with him all the time. Such horrible parenting. That's disgraceful. That is disgraceful. I mean, you're leaving your child to the wolves. Horrific. Agreed. Agreed. Shout out to Baby Doll for making those right moves. Okay? It is. Absolutely is. Right. Yo, everybody's got a disclaimer on their dating profile, their escort profile, their Twitter is crazy. Most desired. Most desired. Oh, gosh. Ooh. He can flee because he has no responsibilities anywhere. There it is right there. See, a man that has responsibilities to his family doesn't go around committing crimes. A man that has responsibilities to his family, to himself, has control and discipline. This guy's an absolute monster. He's just a monster. He's a disgusting monster. I hope they catch him with the quickness. Please, please, please catch him with the quickness. Get him out of here. Lock him up forever. Okay? He's out of here. He's out of here. How convenient for them to talk about hair, weave, and makeup like it's some important business instead of this stuff. Exactly. The fact that they don't hold themselves accountable with one another, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. I can't mess with a dude that nobody can say nothing to you. You can't be told shit about yourself. Look, your image is in the gutter. And y'all living in la la land and living in delusion and pretending like everything is the women and children's fault. It's not working for you. Hold each other accountable. I know y'all scared. Y'all scared to do that. You need to start holding each other accountable. Straight up. Or your situation's never going to change. Not the vintage pick-me's. Yep. Of course, no, they just want to make them and run. Yep. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Becca Brown says they will find him, only a matter of time. I really hope so. I mean, the only way they don't is these determined family members of his aiding and abetting. And I bet you a lot of them are vintage pick-me's. Baby Doll says, I have so much respect and admiration for you, Danie. You really are someone to look up to that's real and relatable to a lot of women. Thank you so much, Baby Doll. I really appreciate that. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be, put on some pedestal or anything like that. I've never lived life like that. I had to work hard for everything I get. But I'm just trying to show y'all, like, you don't have to, and I love to put on a show. I do theater. I love to put on a show. But you can be yourself and love yourself and elevate yourself and heal yourself. And then you're going to meet the man that deserves you. I promise you, baby, because it happened for me. Okay. Rebecca Brown says, what is a pick-me? A pick-me is a woman who thinks that because she does not believe in the equality of the sexes, and because she has no standards or boundaries for the men in her life, that she is therefore better than women who do have standards and boundaries and expectations for the men in their lives, for women that do believe in the equality of the sexes. So a pick-me will throw women that don't think like her under the bus to get validation from these men, because that's the only way they can. So that's what a pick-me is, Rebecca Brown. Bloop Bloop says 2 years is way too long to be on the run. It's like they don't care at all about the events. Exactly. Can you imagine? He's got all these family members helping him stay out of jail for 2 years. 2 years. Look, if you see what this dude look like. He's 5'8". You see him, report him. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share this video. You see this guy? You need a call. You're going to get a reward. It's a $25,000 reward. Grand Rapids. He's in the Midwest. And it shouldn't be that hard to catch him. Black dude in the Midwest, go ahead and get your money. Go ahead and get your money. Call him in. Call him in. Ice Cream Cake says, pick me a black woman, but it's any woman, right, who defends men no matter how horrible their action and behavior is, usually at the expense of victims such as the women and children. Exactly. Exactly. But again, pick-me's are across the board. Dusties are across the board. This particular case is about, you know, a black family. But be clear. There are white women that behave this way. There are women of all ethnicities and races that behave that way, that sell other women out, right? We see it a lot, you know, in politics when it comes to white women, more so than culturally, okay? Any woman of any race with those characteristics can be categorized as a pick-me. Exactly, Ice Cream Cake. Exactly. Right. It doesn't have to be a race. It's just more prevalent in the black community. It may very well be. It may very well be. Thank you, Tana. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I still don't know how to date at 28, I'm pretty sure. And you know what? Again, and you know, this isn't supposed to be a dating type video, but I mean, I'll try to address this later, but for now, I'm going to say, again, I know that it's like we have to have expectations about, you know, dating men, you know, that are dusty, and coffee dates can be an indicator of that. But sometimes the guy doesn't drink, right? So he doesn't want to go out for drinks. He wants to go out for coffee. Maybe he's a doctor that works the night shift. So he wants to meet you for coffee, right? Just give things a try as long as it looks like it's a, you know, you evaluate the situation and your instinct and intuition tell you that it's okay. Evaluate it and move forward. Practice dating. You have to practice dating. You know, I've been honest with you guys. I didn't have my first kiss or anything until I was 22 years old. Okay, first real kiss. I had a few stage kisses before then, but I often wasn't cast as a, you know, romantic interest either, because I didn't know anything about it. And one of the things that helped me was when I moved to New York and started getting work, you know, doing theater as an actor, started doing a lot more theater, okay? I lost weight, so I've always been the size that I am now, like in my adulthood. But for, I'd say, about 7 years of my adulthood, I've been able to be at a lower weight, okay? And I got a lot of roles during that time. I got a lot of roles as the love interest or the sexual vixen, what have you, right? And it was playing those roles, which most of y'all can't do. I understand that. But what I'm telling you is, by playing those roles, I was able to explore how women reach their objective, right, when it comes to getting a man, because the characters I was playing were women who, you know, wanted a certain man and or woman. Okay. I've been cast as a lesbian a lot. Okay. So I learned how to interact with men in a romantic way from being an actor. I will be very honest about that. By the time I met my husband, I had everything down, right? The longing look in the eyes and tilting the head and looking up at him and giggling and smiling and laughing at all their jokes. And, you know, I had all of that down. But before I had done those roles, that was something that was scary for me because I'd never done it. So what I'm telling y'all is you got to get out there and practice. You can't be shy if you want a man, because what you don't want is to be 47 years old and the first guy that accepts the fact that you're awkward in dating, and I'm not pointing you out, IGFU, but in general, women that are awkward in dating. Any guy that the older you get, the more weird it's going to be that some guy is going to accept that. You know what I'm saying? So then you're increasing the chance of interacting with a guy that is a user and or predator and or not genuine about his interest in this relationship. So please practice dating. It's not, sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't want to give my heart. And it's not, you don't give your heart. You just laugh and giggle with the guys. Let them pay for your meal. Let them pay for your drinks, you know. You respond to their texts when you want to. Just have fun with it. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be serious. Get out there and practice. Truly, get out there and practice, okay? So that when the right guy comes along, you have an ease about you, okay? So I will suggest that, definitely. Black men believe they can deflect to black women and other people cannot see what black... Yep, exactly. Exactly. If I hear those words, I will spontaneously decombust on the spot and disappear. Exactly. Can I move in? all of a sudden, I'm just gonna start disappearing. What's that comic? There's this dark-skinned black guy that does comedy on here. I love his comedy. I forget his name. I follow him though. He's great, and he has this thing where he just like throws up the deuces and disappears when he doesn't want to be involved in something. That's literally what I would do if a guy ever asked to live with me. I would just chuck up the deuces and just literally disappear in front of his face. Okay? Get the hell out of here. You ain't staying with me. Grown-ass man? Grown-ass man? No. Absolutely not. I still haven't joined the dating game yet, and I'm 22, but I don't know where to start. The world terrifies me because I wasn't taught home basic life skills. Well, I hope what I just said before earlier will help you, Pink Diamond, and that you just got to get out there and have fun and play with it, right? Even flirt with a guy that you have no interest in, just so that you can play with it. And I know it's weird and difficult because you're taught, oh, to reserve yourself, and if you're flirty, then you're some harlot or stuff like that. That's not the case. That's not the case. Get out there, have fun with it. Have fun with it, because that's what these guys are doing at women's expense. You know what I'm saying? And get more comfortable with dating and being around guys. That's so important. And, you know, again, I'm going to do a follow-up video on that for y'all, for us ladies that waited late to date, okay? Because we deserve love too. And we deserve a good man, not a predator that will see that we're not used to interacting with men. You see what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to do a video on that later. Bloop Bloop says, you have to be a savage nowadays. It is terrifying out here. I absolutely agree. And that's what I say. Don't think of it as something where you're like wearing your heart on your sleeve and falling in love. Think of it as finesse. I'm sorry, but you got to think of it as finesse, because these guys are trying to finesse you. And then if you end up falling in love with someone and it actually works out, great. But please thumbs up the video and subscribe if you're in the room. I appreciate it. Thank you. I don't be checking for timestamps. I just type. Oh, sorry. You guys are talking to each other. Okay. Heck, leaving children with family, even female relatives, with men or boys around. Exactly. Exactly. You're not supposed to do that. You're just not. You wanted to have these kids, take care of them and treat them right. Give them the opportunities they deserve. It's not fair to just leave them with family members. You know, you'll see so many videos on Dr. Phil and whatnot. People will be like, I didn't know my kid was being abused, but you know that you left them with strangers or male family members or men that you were dating. You knew that you did that. You don't have the common sense to know how these people might be thinking. You don't have the common sense to know that a child isn't going to step forward and tell you they're being abused most times. That you got to ask and you got to inquire and you got to know what's going on with your children. Says, I've been around dudes, but the stuff girls caught by 17, 18, I caught it like 21, and I know there was so much more. There is, but I'm going to be honest with you. The girls that dated when they were 14, 15, 16, they didn't find higher quality mates than I did with me waiting till 22. They did not. They did not. So you don't have to feel like you're behind in the game. You just got to move forward like you know what you're doing. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it, right? When I get all dialed up and stuff, oh, guys think I'm some vixen, okay? Everyone's like, oh, she's a vixen. She's a heartbreaker. Watch out. Ah! I'm like, I'm literally the most prudest person that I know, okay? And anyone that knows me knows this. But people will get very thrown off because I'll do it up. Yeah, big hair. Red lip, lashes on fleek, you know what I'm saying? I like long nails. Make yourself beautiful. Start feeling beautiful within yourself. Take compliments. Guys give me compliments all the time. You know, go to the store, for example. If I go to the grocery store, if I'm getting my gas pumped or whatever, sounding like a little airhead here, but oh well, right? Guys always help me. They're always like trying to hold the door open or offer me something off the shelf, or I've told you guys before, I'll go to pump my gas and I'm like, oh, like I don't know what I'm doing, and it's like also gross and dirty or whatever. And some guy will help me. He'll pump my gas for me. A guy in a nice car that I trust wouldn't try to take mine. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? I only go to gas stations in good neighborhoods. Put it that way. Okay, so in this way, I continue to practice receiving. Receiving. So my husband doesn't think, just because we've been together for 12 years, he's not sitting around thinking, oh, well, I got her on lock and I don't have to do anything. No. It's always suitors, baby. It's always suitors, okay? So you got to go out there and just have fun with it. And like I said, I know that's hard. That's not easy. I'll try to make a video to explain some steps to getting there, okay? Because it's not easy. But it is fun once you start doing it. It is fun. I've been out to dinner with my husband. I don't know what it is. I'm like, people mad disrespectful nowadays, yo. I can't tell you how many times I've been out to dinner with my husband and a guy on a date with his girlfriend sitting nearby us will start having a conversation with me. The first thing they'll say always is, oh, that looks good, about whatever it is I'm eating. Bruh, you disrespectful, yo. My man right here, your girl right there. Why would you, you know what I'm saying? And it's, men of different races, ethnicities, right? They'll be like, oh, that looks good. And so I'll return back, right? Like, oh yeah, yeah, I always try to try new things. And, and hey, if your date's just going to sit there, oh, well, the point is, right? I'm going to have fun with it. It's fun. It's funny for me. Okay. So flirting can be fun. It doesn't have to feel like something where your heart is on your sleeve, and you have to do it more and practice doing it so that you don't feel like your heart's in it. Right? Because that's how men are. They date a lot, and that's why they don't fall in love as fast as women do. You see what I'm saying? I just recently got into the putting my foot down stage, and I'm furious about lots of stuff. I feel you. I feel you. Yep, the gun range, self-defense classes. I'm going to classy and feminine, but I'm also, okay, period. Period. Okay. These women are making deals with these men by leaving their children as collateral. You're absolutely right, Ice Cream Cake. You are absolutely right. They know that those men probably wouldn't want to be around if they didn't have their children sitting there as pawns for them to abuse, for them to feel like they have some power because they're living in this woman's house. What kind of power do you really have? So they try to, put their will and power over the children, exert their power over the children. Physically, emotionally, verbally, sexually, what have you. And it's fucking disgusting. Oh, Sid Guru, yes. Let me. I don't want to spell his name. Sad H Guru. So I'm gonna type his name in the. Yeah, that's exactly it. Sid Guru. Yes, exactly. Save your money and take care of yourself. There we go. There we go. Yes, he has really great points. And like, these guys aren't listening to Sid Guru. They're listening to Kevin Samuels talking about what they deserve and what they're owed. Trying to make fun of women with for hair weave and makeup. Meanwhile, the women that they put on pedestals have lip fillers, face fillers, breast implants. These guys are fucking clowns. These guys are fucking clowns. This is why society does not differentiate between Daryl, the doctor of or Gloctavius, the goon, because black men's inactions show compliance, complicity with Pookies. Exactly. It's like they're afraid of them or something. It's like, what you're afraid of? Step up. Step up and take control of your community. The way you keep saying nobody's letting me take control. A man isn't allowed to take control. A man takes control. But I guess y'all daddies didn't teach y'all that. Cops stay pulling up shootings, loud arguments, and brothers hitting on their sisters. Goodness. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you. To this day, I don't sleep well. And my husband's always like, I always lock like every door, right? Of course we lock the doors in the house, but like, I like to lock my bedroom door. And my husband said, it makes me really sad that you do that, because it shows that you feel unsafe. And I was like, I absolutely feel unsafe. Right now, we got to do a billion things for me to feel more safe. All the things that I told y'all, cameras all over the house, everything. Like, because I grew up so rough, it's hard to even get a good night's sleep to this day, So it's like, even when you get out of there, like I said, I've lived in the suburbs for several years now, and I had a guilt complex about it. I had a survivor complex about it. And so I felt like, I have to let the people from my past, people, old family and friends, I have to let them walk all over me because I have this better life, as if I don't deserve it, as if I didn't work for it. So it's definitely hard. The best thing you can do for yourself is get yourself out of that situation. And I know it's hard. It's easier said than done. I know it's hard. I know it's a lot of work. But again, that's what I emphasize on my channel. So make sure you're watching the Purple Print playlist and all my other videos. My videos on mental health. My videos about Black women in luxury, because I speak to those things. I feel the same way, Pink. I truly hope the best for you, and I know you can do it. She says, I want to move out so bad. Most kids I went to high school in my age either moved out with family or they live in their own place, but I have to finish school first. Yeah, I feel you. I still lived in the hood. When I was in grad school, I had to live in the hood, so it's hard. $25,000, I would have been on some Carmen San Diego time and combed the dustbins till I found the culprit. Okay, where in the world? He couldn't come around me if I was his family. It would be a sting, baby. I would be wired. You understand? Wiretapped. Wired up. Okay, without a doubt. And then everybody in the family be like, what happened? I'd be like, I don't know. But I know I am $25,000 richer. That's what I do know. Period. It's very dangerous that this guy is out and about. And again, not scary in quotation marks because he's short and I guess a little light skinned. Okay. But these short dudes be having evil energy. If you're around somebody like this, you can feel their demonic energy. You can look into this guy's eyes. He looks demonic and evil. He needs to be locked up. And I just hope they get him right away. Right away. We are going to celebrate on this channel when they catch this demonic clown, without a doubt. And I hope it's soon. I hope to God it's soon. And also, when I first started college, everyone was fresh start. I'm only one of the few who kept pushing. It's sad. Motivation goes up and down, but I'm trying hard. You keep at it, Pink Diamond. You keep at it. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. Proud of you. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sorry to hear that. I've lived in non-Black communities for many years. When you move, consider an Orthodox Jewish community. That's interesting. That's interesting, Ice Cream Cake. You live in Brooklyn, Ice Cream Cake? Mr. Anibi says, happy San Valentine, girls. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. It absolutely will, Pink Diamond. It absolutely will. And again, we celebrate hardworking people here that are working hard to get their education to break generational curses. We don't celebrate men that talk about hair, weave, and makeup and don't know how to read a book and build. That's what we don't celebrate. That's why they come on a channel with their little attitudes and then they end up flying off. Because I don't have the same talking points that a lot of these other people have. I just come with the facts. That's why they're mad. Okay. Thank you, Mr. A nibble? Is it a nibble or a needy? Okay. Some Black women want to date and be feminine, but due to their environment, they have to be in survival mode. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I saw a video of a Black woman today on TikTok. I was going to play that for y'all later, but let me play it now. Because this was a very interesting video. So let me play for you guys. And this is a pretty dark-skinned Black woman, brown, dark-skinned Black woman, around my skin color, okay? I think she's very pretty. She's got almond eyes. She's got her natural hair. But listen to what she has to say.
Men who are in relationships.
I've never been in a relationship before, and the thing that just keeps me going is that I know deep down in my heart that no relationship with a man could ever be that great. Like, there's no way. I refuse to believe it. Because when you think about it, very few men have emotional intelligence. I'm sure there's at least one who does. I've never met them, but like maybe there's at least one. You know, I see all these women in seemingly happy relationships, but when I think about it, I'm like, since when are men thoughtful? Since when are they considerate? Since when do they acknowledge their privilege and position as a man in society and how that affects the way that they see and treat the women in their lives? Like, since when do men do that? So what do men actually have to offer to women besides calling them beautiful and having sex? Like, and that helps me sleep at night. The fact that I know that nobody's relationship with a man is actually that great. Like, there are women who are probably going to have to remind their boyfriends that it's Valentine's Day. How sad is that? And beg to be gifted flowers. How sad is that? At least you have a boyfriend, right?
Damn. Yo, a lot of people were saying that she sounds bitter. But also that she had some valid points. And I agree. What I'm here to tell y'all is, that's why I said, make sure you watch the playlist, The Purple Print. because the older you get, the less that you date, that's going to make you bitter. If you are involuntarily, see, that's a lot of people will say the word incel and don't know what it means. Incel means involuntary celibacy. Incel, involuntary celibacy. And I've noticed for a lot of folk, you know, it's not just the men who are in a situation where they are involuntarily celibate, right? You don't want to, and involuntarily celibate people are not happy people because they're not choosing to be celibate. Again, I was voluntarily celibate until I was 22. I did not want to engage with men in that way. Because of the indoctrination I received, but also because of my life experience, I didn't want to end up a baby mama. I wanted to win in my career. And still, I was able to go out on dates and meet a good guy, meet a good man, fall in love, get married, all that, yeah. But I put myself out there. I went out. You know, I went out on dates that sucked. You know what I'm saying? I dated guys that it was like, oh, what is this? And by the time I met my husband, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I was like, I tried this dating thing. It was whack as hell. I don't get it. I don't get how girls have been doing this since 14 years old, because this shit is whack as hell. And what you find out is a lot of women that have had boyfriends since they were 14, they've never been taken on a date. They've never been treated nice. Tanashi said she, as of 1 or 2 Valentine days ago, she said she'd never been anyone's Valentine. As beautiful as she is, it don't sound like she has some, it don't sound like she had opened her options, or it sounds like she is terrible at vetting, because that is absolutely horrible. So it's not just based on looks, because a lot of, again, this Black woman that said this in this video, I think she's beautiful. She had a beautiful smile, beautiful face. Tanashi is beautiful. She's what people consider to be a preference for these guys, and yet she'd never been taken out on a Valentine's Day date. Never been someone's Valentine. Never been treated like, my husband is away on work this Valentine's Day, but he told me, you know, before he left, you know, he was like, tell me what you want, you know, and I'll get it for you. That's usually what we do now. We've been together a long time. So he's like, what do you want? I'll get it. But he's like, big. Like, what do you want that's big? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's probably going to be something from Tiffany's. I already sent him the link. You know, I'm definitely feeling like I deserve something from Tiffany's. Because he's gone and he's not here to celebrate with me. Wah! Okay, but you see what I'm saying? There's so many women out here that are being finessed by these guys. They want sex for taking you out on a date. And then once they get it, they want to play games with you. You got to get the power in your hands. That includes not falling in love. That includes not giving it up just because they're pressuring you. It's like, oh, well, I feel like he's pressuring me. So what? I'm telling you right now, if you're not into this guy, it's not going to be that great. And you're going to feel like you were played. You see what I'm saying? Get your power back, sis. Get your power back. See, guys try a lot with me, but it'll never work, because my husband is an amazing man, and I know they can't give me what he gives me. It's just fun to watch what they try, you know, what they'll say, what they'll do. You know, I've had men, I think I'm talking to them about business. They'll switch up and start sending you dick pics and being like, oh, well, oh, so you don't want to, oh, so you're trying to, you know, I'm like, are you trying to bully me into having sex with you? It's not going to happen. I'm not some little girl, bruh. And like I said, this is men of all different races and ethnicities for me that will hit on me. And the stuff that they try, it's just hilarious. because I have the power. I cannot be manipulated. They can't do it. So make sure you're putting the work in so that you have the power in these circumstances, because without a doubt, these guys are out here, they're trying to get sex for a meal. And that is not reciprocity. Tana says, I am practicing more because I want to be more comfortable with dating. I get positive responses from men when I am playful, joke, and smile. I also put more effort into makeup, fitness, and clothes. Exactly, Tana. You're on the right track. That's exactly it. Like this girl, like, for example, she had her hair pulled back. I always wear my hair down when I'm trying to, you know, be flirty. I always wear my hair down. I rarely wear my hair in a ponytail. Rarely. You know, even now I have my hair in protective styling, my natural hair, and I braid it into you know, French braids going back on my head. But it's, you know, it's not pulled back. I don't like a lot of tension on my hair anyways. And, you know, I was doing my hair the other day and my husband was like, oh my gosh, your hair is getting so long. And I was like, I know. Okay. No, he doesn't get to see my natural hair out every day because I keep my hair in protective styles so that it can grow long. I want my hair to be long. And I'm going to do whatever I want to do to make that happen. But the bottom line is, you know, men like long hair. Okay? They do. They like long hair. So get you some extensions, get you a U-part wig, whatever. Doll it up to get the attention that you want. Of course, work on your fitness and health. That's always important. You gotta put the work in. You gotta practice, especially as a woman, because it's competitive out here to get a good guy. It definitely is. Ice Cream says, women can sniff out other women 2 states away, but when it comes to their men that are oblivious to their children being abused, not buying it. Exactly. It's like they just don't care. I tried to make a Discord baby doll, but all I've done is I'm on there as DanieSteel, and I kid you not, I don't know what else to do. I'm on Discord, DanieSteel, but I have no idea. I'm like looking at this thing. It's like when I first saw Twitter or TikTok. I was like, what the hell? Like, I could not figure it out. But I set up an account. I'm on there. So hopefully y'all can help me out with that one. It's been 15 years since I left my toxic environment and home with family members that are convicts. I never looked back. Absolutely. You know, I've told you guys before, my family tried to make me out to be some bad guy because I'm like, I don't want people with felony records around me. I don't, period. They can be, if y'all want them around you, great. I don't want them around me. And they're like, so what you think? Yeah, shut up. Yeah, I think I'm better than someone that can't control themselves and gets a felony record. Yeah, I do. Aww. Fuck out of here. You ain't gonna shame me for protecting myself, okay? Yes, we gotta get creative when we have goals because life is not fair to us. We gotta go get what we want. These Misha moms not gonna tell us anything to have a better life than their bitter asses. Facts. They get jealous. They really do. Keep him on his toes, baby. Keep him on his toes. My husband, no. Stay alert. I wish I could guide young women like you to relocate to new ecosystems, women who will not bring Blackistan with them. Right, exactly. Because they want to bring the chaos and dysfunction with them. Because that's the only life they know. You know, and again, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in repairing broken bonds. I learned that over the past 2 years. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in trying to fix something I didn't break. And I'm not interested in trying to help people out that don't want to be saved. I'm not. The information will go to who receives it. Because in real life, I've reached out to people trying to help people, and they don't want to take my advice. So they must want to skin their knee. So go ahead and skin your knee and figure it out. I'd rather just avoid getting hurt. But that's just me. I've had people literally tell me, if I mess up, if I, then oh well, I don't care. I don't care if I make mistakes. Then bye. But why is you hating on me then? I'm not jealous of you. I'm not hating on your life. When I see you, I'm not like, they see me, oh, those some nice pants. Where'd you get those from? Oh, that's nice. We can't all afford shoes like that. When I see y'all, I'm not sitting up there being like, that Payless shoes? Wow, really? You got it like that? Like, I'm not jealous of how you live in your life. Are your man that never took you on a date? Oh, okay. So you better. Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm not jealous of your life. So, if you want to make mistakes and fuck up, go ahead. But why is you hating on me? So it seems like you don't want to fuck up. You just don't know anything else. I can't have people like that around me. I can't. I've thrived so much. And like I said, it's not easy. It's very sad. But I've thrived being divested from toxicity. And my commitment to healing myself and breaking generational curses and cycles for my future children. And I'm proud of myself and proud of that work. Period. So the bottom line is you can't allow them into your home. You're not supposed to allow these men into your home. A good man will never need to live with you. He has his own. Now, I know there's some Dusties listening. They're like, the same thing applies to women. Nobody tells you to move a woman in. Okay, but men move women in so that the woman will look after his kids, so that the woman will cook and clean for him. What can a man who won't work hard enough for himself to get a roof over his own head, what can he do for you in your home? You think he's going to do chores? He didn't even want to work to keep a roof over his head. You think he's going to contribute to your household? He's not. Stop allowing them in your homes. Stop it. You're putting the whole goddamn family in danger. I'm sorry that, nobody showed interest in you for 47 years. They probably did. You just didn't peep it, or you dodged it, or you were scared of it because you were indoctrinated to, keep your legs closed and shut up and never receive love. I'm sorry about that. But you can't move in these demons and put the whole goddamn family at risk. Again, this is why people in my family say they don't like me, because I'm judgmental, because I don't want any who shot John around me. No, you're not going to bring anybody around me, and then I got to, again, you guys heard the clip. The family said this guy was like a phantom. He didn't say hi or bye to nobody, didn't have conversation with nobody. I've had people do that to me. You bring this dude around, he don't know how to say hi. I don't want this killer in my midst because you want a boyfriend. Fuck out of here. So if that makes me the bad guy, then say hello to the bad guy. Okay? I promise you I don't care. Please don't to the video and subscribe if you're in the room, please. Rebecca Brown says, I'm surprised to hear the problems Black women face with other women. All my Black friends are very supportive. Not sure how common this experience is. Sucks. Yeah, different people have different experiences. I don't know if your Black women friends have been honest with you about their experiences, or if they just, understand that most people don't care about the negative experiences of Black women, and they don't touch on it, you know. In this space, because a lot of us are Black women, this is a space for us to be able to share things that we elsewise can't share with family and friends. So a lot of times people will, you know, talk about having, you know, a lot of these negative experiences. I know I've had good experiences and bad experiences with other women. And I've had good experiences and bad experiences with Black women. So, you know, people are people. It's always all across the board. But um, you know, I would love to see more solidarity of other women with Black women. I would love to see more of that, and an effort to do that. Um, so, you know, hopefully that happens. We'll see. But, you know, it is what it is. Everyone's focused on their own life and they've got their own problems. And, you know, you can't really expect much from other people. That's what I've learned the hard way. You can't really expect much from other people. Black women have a very unique experience in America, and it's something that other women can't understand. To experience sexism and racism simultaneously, never ending, you know, relentlessly. The colorism in the Black community is relentless. The standards of living, it's a lot to deal with. And so I think other women, from my experiences, they can't relate to Black women who are coming out of conditions where, you know, they're living in the hood, they're living in poverty, they're dealing with constant abuse, and they're still trying to be a woman in this society. It's very difficult. But you know, thank you for your comments and thank you for being here, Rebecca Brown. Good for you, Belle. Absolutely. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So a good man would be ashamed to ask anyone, let alone a woman he just met, to live in their home. Please understand that. Please share this video to any woman that doesn't understand that. A man that needs a roof over his head cannot help you. Financially, they can't help. Broke dick is whack. They don't help with chores around the house. If he was a productive member of society, he would have a job and he would have a roof over his head. He wouldn't need a woman to help him with that. So in this story that we were just listening to, multiple levels of failure for protection of these women and this Black child, these Black women and this Black child. There were multiple levels of failure. This is a systematic problem, okay? Why did the older aunt allow him to stay there? That level of protection where she should have been older and wiser to say no to her daughter, to say, I understand that this is the first guy that showed you attention and you want a boyfriend, but he cannot stay here. He cannot stay here. She didn't do that. That was a level of protection that needed to be put in place, and she didn't do it. She didn't have it to offer because no doubt she was Black male identified, as many women of her age are, and she believed in the culture of Black male worship, because no one with common sense would move in a man who doesn't know how to speak, who's not communicating, and he's asking to live in your home. So, you know, if he wasn't speaking, he wasn't communicating, he wasn't cleaning, he wasn't cooking, he wasn't putting forth any money to help pay for bills, you know that that's true. Again, that was a level of protection for this older woman to protect her daughter, her niece, her grandson. That didn't happen. Your first level of protection is yourself, your instincts and your intuitions, your boundaries, standards, and expectations. Please understand that. Your first line, and this is especially for Black women, but really any woman, especially how the world is working nowadays. It's a level of lawlessness out here. People, you know, these police departments want it to be all or nothing. They want to be able to come in, guns blazing, take anybody out, have no consequences. And if they can't do that, then they're like, okay, well, we don't want to work. We don't want to do anything then. We don't want to help anyone if we can't do that. If we can't kill with impunity, right? So they're not a reliable level of protection. Older, wiser women are not a reliable level of protection. You can't count on these older women to have wisdom and common sense. The first level of protection is going to be yourself, your instincts and intuitions, your boundaries, standards, and expectations. Please understand this. Black women need to understand that other groups of women are protected on systematic levels, whether it's on law enforcement level, a political level, a policy level. When things happen to other women, there's outreach and outrage. The native countries that they come from will hold America to task. You don't see that coming from countries in Africa. You don't see that pressure for the Black people in America from African countries about their people that other countries will generally put onto America. This is why indigenous women also have a horrible femicide rate. Because this is their country. And they don't have outside politics and powerful people advocating for them, just like Black women don't have, right? You know, an Asian woman her life was just taken by a homeless, dusty demon in New York. And, you know, I believe that these dusty demons statistically are taking out more Black women's lives than they are Asian women's lives in New York. But when it happens to Asian women, you'll see the outrage, right? And whenever they talk about it, everyone is supporting the protection and thus criminalization of Black men, because they're the demographic that they're pointing at that are largely doing this, because they have such a large mentally ill homeless population here. Because what I just told you guys about Sadhguru, they don't try to control their minds. They allow themselves to go crazy because they're lazy. So you're not going to see anybody from their group saying the things that other Black people say when things happen to Black women. That's a level of protection that they have amongst each other that you as Black women don't have. You don't have it. That's why you have to be strict and stringent when it comes to who you allow in your life and who you allow into your space and who you allow into your home and who you allow around your children. You have no choice. People would say, oh, you're very hard on other people. I'm hard on myself. I have no choice. I have no choice. Now, I wish I could just sit back and la-da-dee, la-da-da. I cannot. And so I will not. So that's why they mad. So y'all mad because I chose my man because he's smart and successful instead of on some swag shit so y'all motherfuckers would feel comfortable? I don't give a fuck. I'm looking out for me and mine, my home, my children, not y'all motherfucking egos. I don't care about your fucking mediocre existence and protecting that. Get it together. You have to understand, and Black people don't understand this, and it's very sad. It's very sad. The world has accepted your dysfunction. Again, because your men will not protect you, nobody will protect you. I was in an argument with a woman, and this woman grabbed me by my arms. This was a decade ago. This was over a decade ago in New York, on the corner of 14th and 8th. This woman got mad at me. She grabbed me by my arms, and I was very thin back then, okay, and pushed me on the ground because she was mad that I didn't want to be her friend because she proved to not be friend worthy. And it just is what it is. I have a standard of loyalty, baby. I have a standard of loyalty, and I can do that all by myself. You're not going to be in my corner. I'm not going to give you my friendship. My loyalty, my love is out of this world. Not everybody deserves it. You got to understand that about yourself. So anyways, I was just like, whatever. I just don't want to be friends anymore. She got mad, pushed me on the ground. Nobody helped me. Nobody stepped in and said, what are you doing? Nobody helped me. Okay? This was 14th and 8th. This wasn't Bed-Stuy Bushwick. I was dressed real motherfucking cute. I was in grad school. I was tiny. It didn't matter because I'm a Black woman. Okay? They called the cops. The cops was making jokes and no real effort to help these women. Understand, because you've been indoctrinated by propaganda to believe that these cops are actually here caring about your life. They're not. All right? They're here for a job. They want to go home and live. They don't want to help you. They don't want to step in front of some psycho for you because you couldn't discern and choose a better mate. They don't want to do it. So they are your last line of defense, and they're not a reliable one. So if you don't understand, and no matter who you are, where you go, as a Black woman, you have less of a line of defense than the average woman in America, and you choose any who shot John to date, you're putting your life at risk. You're putting your family's life at risk. And that, to me, is selfish as fuck. You're dating some guy and he's mad at you and he's breaking your cell phone and shit, throwing your shit up against the wall, doing God knows what to you. And then you think you're going to bring this motherfucker around me for Thanksgiving? It'll never happen. My husband doesn't behave that way. I brought a good man around. He's helping pay for the meal. My husband has done more for my family members than any of them have ever dated. And I've only brought him around. I dated other dudes, I never brought them around. Meanwhile, other family members, they'll bring every nigga they date around. And them niggas, they did shit. But you don't like me and mine? Because we make you look stupid, huh? Please thumbs up the video and subscribe if you're in the room, please. Thank you. Don't let all of these years pass and then you end up 40 plus and you're desperate for male attention. And the first guy that comes around, you move him into your house and put yourself and your family in danger. Don't do it. Desperation, lack of boundaries, and inexperience will have you allowing men into your life that you should have passed by. Understand that. I'm going to repeat it. Desperation, lack of boundaries, and inexperience will have you allowing men into your life that you should have passed by. I've gone on dates with guys that, the idea that I would let that guy be my boyfriend is a fucking joke. No, you were a practice round for me to go out and look cute and figure out this dating game. That's it. Now get the fuck out of my face. Goodbye. That's how you do it. Okay, so I'm going to read some of y'all's comments and then we'll head out. Thank you everyone for being here, for watching the video. Again, please thumbs up and subscribe and share because this is an important video. It's an important topic. Yes, I just started that playlist. I have other videos that can be in my Black Women in Luxury playlist that I haven't added yet. So it's a small playlist now. It's only a few videos in there, but I have other videos. Interracial dating surprises videos are also part of the Black Women in Luxury experience. Okay. Pete Diamond says, girl, you don't got to tell me about Black women as friends. They can be envious. Okay, this same friend wanted to bring her Black male boyfriend to my all-girls B-Day dinner. I didn't care because she was my bestie. Yep. They'll bring a man around that's insecure as all hell. I can't tell you how many of these couples I've been around, dusty struggle couples. They arguing with each other in public the whole damn time. Me and my husband looking at each other like, oh, what the hell? This is embarrassing for y'all. Hang it up in the relationship. If you can't stop arguing in public, that means your relationship behind doors is tragic. Hang it up. Hang it up. Struggle love. Short man syndrome is bad. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hard work and patience will always produce results. Absolutely. Pink Diamond, stay encouraged. You are worth it. I relate to some of what you've shared. Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you for sharing your story, Pink Diamond. Simone, good to see you, Simone. Simone says, I'm currently working part-time at $15 per hour, and I plan on moving to a better paying full-time job within the next 2 years. That's excellent. Excellent. Statistically, don't stay in these jobs that aren't paying you your worth. Look for another job while you still have that job because you'll probably be paid more in the next job. That's statistically what happens for people. So stay in the job, but be looking for other jobs. And you get a new job and you give them that 2 weeks notice and you out. You got to do what's best for you. You don't owe any loyalty to these companies. These companies have no loyalty to you. Absolutely. Yes, it's very real. And whenever they get jealous, it's sad. My ex-bestie literally told, I'm jealous of you because your guy is nice to you. I'm like, girl, don't you have a man? Exactly. I'm like, how are females? Okay, females, because pick-me's are females. How are females that stay with a man and, are the preference and you jealous of? Why are you jealous of my relationship? You don't have about 20 boyfriends to my one. Oh, because those niggas ain't never did shit for you. That's why you jealous. That's why they're mad. Okay. All right. Well, that's why. Ice Cream Cake says, I've always had the mind I would rent a room or live in the smallest apartment in a nice, safe, clean community, even rent a room in an old lady's house who won't let you have company. Absolutely. Absolutely, Ice Cream. Absolutely. Okay. So you guys are sharing info about different communities that you can live in, and definitely places that are just they might be tiny, but they're clean and they're in a safe area. That's where you want to be looking. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Yes, I like to switch it up. I like to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? I like to keep y'all entertained. Have fun with it. The way they get angry when you don't want to be around and protect abusive men. God forbid you want to live in a healthy environment. Yes, They will really get mad at you because you live in a better area. Like, wouldn't you be happy for somebody? Why are you mad? That's how you know, like, you're a toxic ass person that doesn't need to be in my life. You're mad that I'm doing well? Like, I don't deserve it? Get the fuck out of my face. I would be happy for you if you were doing better than you're doing, but you're not. Whose fault is that? Shit. I can't stand that. Any, women that want to hate, no. One morning I was coming out of my doorman building heading to work. I happened to lock eyes. Yo! They'd be so mad. They'd be so fucking mad. It's hilarious. Yeah, if you didn't check out my video from yesterday about these vintage pygmishas, definitely check that out, because I had a vintage pygmisha with an attitude that was working at Macy's, and she had an attitude. I'm like, what you mad about? What is you mad about? So check out that video, because I talked about how I had to deal with that. They stay mad and bitter. I swear to God, yo. And I talked about that, I was on vacation. We went to Miami in May of last year, and then in December we went to the Florida Keys. And these dudes be working on the groundskeeper Willie ass knuckles. Okay, kick your groundskeeper Willie ass on, you jealous ass. Go open the gate and go get my bags. They was giving attitude and ish, but then they was giving me attitude. But then when they saw my husband, they was like, "Oh yes, sir." I was like, "What the hell? Y'all weird as hell, man. Y'all weird as hell." That's why I called you groundkeepers Willie. And look, I respect any man with any job that's working hard. But if you're gonna pull that, get off the porch, Steven from Django, Uncle Ruckus BS, if you're gonna pull that, I have no respect for you. None. And you're not gonna get shit from me. You're gonna get the same energy you give me, you little bitter ass. You're gonna get the same energy. I promise. I promise. Shit. I've never had a good, real black female friend. They are always envious. Hey, I feel you. I feel you. Even my own sisters. I have sisters, plural. I have siblings, multiple of them. You don't see them on my channel. You don't see them supporting me. The envy is real. The bitterness is real. The hatred is real. So stay the fuck on up out of my life, because I promise you, I got the same venom for y'all that y'all got for me. Y'all don't like me because I'm doing well. I don't like y'all neither. Straight up. Promise that. I'm sure you guys want to help each other out. That's no problem. Use the channel. Do whatever you got to do. I'm definitely here for it. Never been nor will be pressed for bestie either. Yeah, it's sad. You can't, I don't trust. You can't trust. I swear to God, I just told y'all. A bunch of siblings that I went on my way for, and all they got is hatred towards me. Mad because I'm telling the truth now. I sat and let you motherfuckers walk all over me on some. Y'all thought that I was some weak bitch. Thought that because I was being nice, trying to show y'all kindness, because nobody showed y'all asses kindness. Nobody has shown y'all motherfuckers kindness. I don't care who the fuck you lay up with. I don't care who the fuck you spend your time around. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you, because when the times was hard, guess who had to be there? D. Now you mad because I'm talking about it? And do something about it. You know my motherfucking number. Pull up. Do something about it. Because y'all thought that I was some weak bitch because I was being nice to you motherfuckers. I don't like you motherfuckers neither. It's sad that it has to be that way. Same energy. Because they like to come on my channel and listen and hate listen. Your own motherfucking family. When I tell y'all the hate is real. The hate is real. The hate is real. But like I said, Like I told them years ago when they fucking came to my channel trolling. You come to my channel one more fucking time trolling, and you seen the quality of videos I make. I will do a whole expose on you motherfuckers. And since I said that, I haven't heard from them since. Oh, y'all don't want to talk? Y'all don't want y'all business out there? But you came to my channel talking about something. Oh, she got mental illness problems. She's schizophrenic. Bitch, what? Your ass is probably going to be schizophrenic. I'll give it 5 years for you just like your daddy. Shut the fuck up. It's a shame, but I had to get tough. You can check my other videos. I used to try to be soft as hell, was trying. The bottom line is, nah, people don't appreciate that. I had to get tough. And that's not a problem for me. That's great. That's great. I gotta be tough. Great. Let's all be tough. Tough dudes. They're disgusting whenever they do that. They did it to me today on a public transportation. His body language told me he can get violent. I swear I thought he could have had a Yo, straight up though, and it's not even funny because you do have to still live with that and deal with that. Let me tell you something. That's one of the reasons I don't take public transportation in New York. No, I do not. I drive everywhere, baby. Pull up right to the parking garage. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Indoor parking garage. No. And it's $40 an hour to park there. Oh, well. I'm not taking public transportation. No, because these dusty demons are out. Unstable. They don't want to control themselves. That's animalistic. For you to be a whole human being and you don't want to control yourself, you don't want to control your mind. That's why they be online talking about hair, weave, and makeup. They're so angry. They can't talk about anything else. They can't build and compete, do what other men are supposed to do because they let their minds go crazy, and now they're obsessed with hair, weaves, and makeup. And who black women that don't want them are sleeping with. Mind your business. Go build something. I'm here for my near future husband. Okay. Take note of the decision she made, which ended up. It's tragic that it can be that way, and that it has to be that way. But absolutely, I can relate to those random glares from those types are docile, submissive toward everyone else, especially and aggressive towards black women. Protect your peace and enforce boundaries. Facts. Yes, please. I'd love that. And I'm going to continue to watch channels like Danie's who highly advise black women to do better for themselves and their babies' children. Absolutely. Glad you're here, Pink Diamond. Ice Cream says, I work in pharma, med device, biotech, while the young black women I have met have no interest in info. Hispanic women eat it up. Black women want flash, luxury to listen. Others want the info. Yep. You can't teach them nothing. It's very few people that want to take the message. Again, that's why people will talk about being divested, but all they'll do is talk about how much they hate black men, the way that black men hate them. I don't really care about all that. Let's talk about making these connections, getting the men that we desire, making this money, breaking these generational curses and cycles, taking care of these kids, making life better for ourselves and our children. Let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about what these dudes do 24/7 because I don't have to be around them. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? And we're not just going to sit and talk over and over and over again about a bunch of guys that, couldn't get it together. And Dusties are across the board. We don't pedestalize anybody here but ourselves. Okay. She probably wanted him to take her out the house whichever way he could. That's why they get the jobs too. I want all that info though. I'm about to enroll back in school. Excellent, Belle. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Yes. Happens way more to us every time I take the train these days. Yeah. I want to be a nurse, medical professional. I'm in school for prerequisites, but I feel nervous. Just focus on your studying. you know, and try to socialize and make connections. That's what going to school is all about, you know. You know, a lot of these gigacells that want to talk about how college doesn't work, it didn't work for them because they didn't use it properly, right? So when you know better, you do better. Definitely go there and study your ass off and make those connections. Utilize professors' office hours. Okay, you might find a husband like that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Okay. And then another totally separate Dusty started loudly rapping. Oh God. Yeah, my husband told me the other day. He was like, this guy was like on the subway, and you know, my husband will take the subway. I won't. Okay. He's like, this guy was on the subway and he was just smoking a cigarette in the subway car, just smoking a cigarette, like, you know, being like, and you know, on some I dare y'all to say anything. You know, that's what they do to exert their little mentally ill sense of power and control over other people. They'll do stuff like that to let you know that they're crazy, because only a crazy person would do that, right? Because if the train stops and some NYPD get on board, it's a wrap. You're going to jail, right? And they're probably going to use force. But they're thinking, look, I've lost my mind. I'm crazy. Now I'm smoking on the train, and who's going to do or say anything about it? That's what they do. The little bit of power that they have, they'll whip their little nasty dinglings out and pee in front of people. These are stuff that these people do. Psychotic. Who you say wanted to turn me out? Oh Lord. You know, I get hit on by women a fair amount. I'll be honest. You know, these dudes love to talk about who they bag, and I'm like, I've had hotter Beckys hit on me than any I've ever seen with y'all. I'm just being honest. I don't know why. I don't know why. They're always like, do you want to experiment? I'm like, what? See, just people think that you're a certain way. I don't know, when you're a black woman or something. I don't know. It's crazy. Like I said, I'm a very actually prudent person. So, oh Lord. So I'm really glad that you guys are in here helping each other and encouraging each other. You guys rock, truly. So that's really it for this video. I want to thank you guys for being here. Yep, that's what my relatives did on my channel. They have been blocked on everything. And you know what? I shouldn't have blocked them. I should have left their names up so that y'all could find them and dox them and ruin their motherfucking lives. Like I told them that would happen. I was like, you coming on my channel in an atmosphere where people are happy to dox people using your real names. This is hilarious. If I leave it up, these people will dox you and fuck your life up. But because I am merciful, I'll block you. How about that? I'm going to block you because you don't understand what I'm capable of. And I really will take it to there. You're not going to keep bullying me. That's why I did the video on Britney Spears' family. Because understand, your own family will sit up there and bully you when you're doing better, when there's something about you that's special. But see, when you Lil Wayne, his mama, their whole family, everybody will support you when you're a black man. They'll support you in your dreams. If you're a black woman, there's no support. There's no support. I don't hear black men talking about their families not supporting them the way that black women have to speak on this. And I'm the one that, if they had supported me, God knows how far I could have gotten. 4 siblings, and they was all supporting my channel. God knows how far I could have gotten. But I got no support from these motherfuckers. Then they mad that the little bit I got, I'm tired of sharing. I don't have enough to just give to y'all. You supposed to give it your motherfucking self. I'll be damned. I'm sitting around struggling. I could have got a Chanel bag one year. My husband was going to get me a Chanel bag, but what did I do? No, I split that money and gave it to my fucking siblings. Where's my Chanel bag? Now I'm out of Chanel bag? Oh, no. Y'all will never stop me from getting another Chanel bag. I promise you, I will be getting a Chanel bag in the next year or two. Okay? Baby pink with the gold chain. I promise. Okay? And I don't know what y'all be doing. Have fun. Have fun. You ain't getting it from D no more. Cause see, your little fucking friends got shit twisted. They wasn't there for y'all when I was giving my last motherfucking dime. Now all of a sudden everybody's big and bad. Then let them handle that shit. Let them deal with the shit I had to deal with for decades. Let them deal with it. My poor dog is terrified right now, guys. My dog is like, oh, I'm like, it's okay, boo-boo. It's okay. She's like, why are you mad? I'm not mad. I'm exaggerated. Okay? Shit. Black one from the South, I'm outnumbered. What's your experience number-wise? Huh? I'm not sure what you're asking, Charles. Alexander, good to see you. Alexander says, there's a Black Femicide March on August 27th. Be there if you want to be heard. Yes, I heard about that. Is that going to be in D.C.? Because I'm definitely going to try to make it if I'm available to that. Definitely. Absolutely. Thank you, Danie. I appreciate your quirky and insightful commentary. Looking forward to your next live. Take care. Thank you, Bloop Bloop. Bloop Bloop. Appreciate you. But they demand Black women support. Shaking my head. Exactly. Danie, I like how you interacted with the chat. I know there are times you cannot do so. It was nice having my comments being read. Thank you. Thank you, Ice Cream Cake. And I appreciate you for being here. Thank you. You guys rock. And this was another great live. Rebecca says, leave negative people behind. Let go of the anger. Life is hard enough. We all struggle. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I, like I said, I'm passionate. But my healing journey, I don't have any bitterness or resentfulness towards anybody, and I think that that's essentially what anger is. I'm passionate about bullying, and feeling like people are trying to bully me. I don't allow it. I don't accept it, and I don't respect it. But make no mistake about it. I wish my family well. I still pray for them. I don't want any harm to come to them. There's always going to be love there. On a cellular, excuse me, on a cellular level, because it just is what it is. But I love myself enough to walk away, and I respect the limits of their healing. Okay. Because most of them are not healed and will never be healed. They're not willing to put in the work. So I have to respect their limitations when it comes to that. I respect it. I move on knowing that the love that I had to give, they didn't want to give back to me. And I have been rewarded for handling things right. And I mean this sincerely. I wish them nothing but the best, but they're not going to get anything from me. And I'm going to be passionate about bullying. I don't like bullies. Okay? But again, there's no anger or resentment because there's nothing that they have that I want. You know what I'm saying? So, and you have to structure your life so that you get the things that you want, so that you're not walking around with anger and resentment. I can access my passion very easily. So it's very easy for me to go to there. But let me be very clear. I'm about to log off. We've had a great conversation, and I'm gonna go work out. Okay? And I'm gonna take a nice hot shower, and I'm gonna relax, and I'm gonna, talk with my husband for the night. Even though he's away on business, we're zooming each other through the night, and I feel very blessed, and I'm very proud of myself for standing true to my convictions. But I believe that you can move on and heal, but you can still be passionate about what's right. Okay, so even though I'm yelling and stuff, it's not anger towards them. It's anger towards the dysfunction and sadness for what could have been. But you got to let stuff go and move on. Absolutely. You're absolutely right about that, Rebecca Brown. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Rebecca Brown. It's good having you here. I appreciate you. I've been going after my dreams forever with all my talents, pushing myself. I only got one like from one of them, and that's because they're watching my pages. Oh God. Belle, if this is your YouTube page, I'll be sure to try to subscribe. So I definitely try to support other content creators because I know what it's like to be on here trying to put out a positive message and do good work and not being supported in that. So I'm definitely here to support y'all, and happy to join your YouTube channels. I'm always busy making content, so I don't have a lot of time to be on other people's pages, but I try my best to support y'all back the way y'all support me. So, we can support each other. We don't have it from our families, but we can support each other. My middle name is No. Pakistan had no use for me. Compassionate, yes. A lick, no. Exactly. Never that. Never that. Okay. I see it as I don't respect or acknowledge anyone who cannot give it back. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you guys have always been respectful when I talk about this. Y'all know that I'm a person that, has great amount of love for people. And I certainly don't talk about these things so that you guys can be like, F your family or anything like that. I talk about them because they happen to me. And I don't like when people do things in the dark and think that it's not going to be brought to light. My family had a problem with doing things in the dark and saying, well, that was done in the dark. That's family shit. No. You're not going to abuse me in the dark when I have a YouTube channel. I'm going to bring it to light. That's all. And like I've said to them, if I abused you, then set up your camera, set up your YouTube channel. They were making fun of me, telling some you ain't got the views. This is what my family was doing to me, making fun of the views that I get. But it's more views than any of them could ever get combined without taking off clothes. Okay? I don't take off clothes to get attention online. Okay? Yeah. So again, bullies do things in the dark and think that you're not going to bring them to light. And I'm here to let a bully know, you do anything to me, I'm going to talk about it on my YouTube channel. And then I'm going to go on and prosper, live long and prosper. Okay. Have a good night. So good to see and hear all of y'all. Yes, thank you for sharing your story, and I'm proud of you. And you got that work in. I know I'm tired too. Shoot, ratio of good black men to black women in your city. I don't know, and I don't care. Okay, I mean, what's the point? I live in the tri-state area outside of New York City. So what do you think the ratio is? But either way, who cares? Whether it's in the north or the south. Y'all got to step up and start protecting your women and children and stop talking about hair, weaves, and makeup and what you're owed and who better submit. You got to build. All right? Okay. All right. I love y'all. Have a good night. I'll see you soon. Thank you for tuning in.